Audio-Technica AT-LP60XBT versus Sony PS-LX310BT. Both are fully automatic, both do Bluetooth, and both aim at people who just want to drop a record and listen. The real question is whether the Sony's extras, like USB ripping and adjustable output, are worth paying noticeably more than the simpler Audio-Technica. Spending more isn't always smart, and going cheap isn't either. By the end, you'll know which one is worth it for your setup. Let's make it clear. How do they actually sound? This is where most of your money goes, so let's be real about it. Both of these are belt drive decks with pre-mounted cartridges and built-in preamps, and for casual listening, both sound genuinely good. A clear step up from any suitcase player. But the Sony pulls slightly ahead in detail and clarity. Part of that is the straight aluminum tone arm and the gain control, which lets you set the output to low, mid, or high, so you're not fighting your speakers. There's an opinion from someone who ran it both ways, Bluetooth into a soundbar and wired into a tube amp, and they said the wired side really opened up the warmth and the higher detail. That tracks with how these things work. The Audio-Technica still sounds warm and full, and honestly, through Bluetooth, most people won't hear a night and day gap. But on a decent wired setup, the Sony has the edge. The sound difference is real enough. Just don't expect it to change your life. And great sound means nothing if the thing is a pain to live with. So how easy are they day to day? Both are fully automatic, which is the big win for beginners. You drop the record, press start, the arm cues itself and lifts at the end. No hovering, no nudging the needle. Set it and forget it, exactly what this audience wants. Setup on both is a few minutes, mostly just seating the belt. Here's one real difference though. The Audio-Technica has no power button at all. There's a review that points this out plainly. You basically unplug it or leave it on. The Sony keeps a proper power switch, just tucked on the back. Small thing, but if you like a clean shutdown, it matters. On the actual playing experience, they're dead even and both genuinely no fuss. And if this comparison is helping you sort it out, hit subscribe. Your support is what keeps these deep comparisons coming. Connectivity is where the Sony starts justifying its price. Both do Bluetooth out to speakers and headphones. And the Audio-Technica even supports aptX, which is a nicer codec if your speaker handles it. For pure wireless listening, that's a point in its favor. But the Sony stretches further. You get that switchable phono and line output with the 3 gain settings, so it slots into a modern powered speaker, an old receiver, almost anything. And then there's USB. You can rip your records straight to digital files on a computer. Now, real talk, most people buy a turntable to play vinyl, not digitize it. But if you've got records you want on your phone, the Sony is the only one here that does it. The Audio-Technica keeps it simpler, RCA and Bluetooth, covered for the typical setup. If your needs are basic, that's plenty. If you want a turntable that bends to weird setups, the Sony wins this clearly. On build, both are light and lean heavily on plastic, and a few owners do call them out for feeling a touch cheap for the price. That's fair on both. Neither has an adjustable counterweight or anti-skate, so tracking force is factory set. For normal records, you're fine, but collectors with rare pressings might want something more adjustable down the line. Between the two, the Sony's tone arm feels a bit more considered, though neither is a record killer for everyday use. Size and looks are close to a wash. Both are compact, both fit a shelf, a desk, or a living room corner without dominating. The Audio-Technica comes in some nice color options like lilac if you want a bit of personality. The Sony leans minimalist and clean, the kind of look that disappears into modern decor. Pick on taste, not specs. So what about the money? This is the heart of it. They're not in the same range. The Audio-Technica sits noticeably lower. The Sony asks for more. What you're paying extra for with the Sony is the gain control, the USB ripping, the switchable output, and a slight edge in sound and feel. The Audio-Technica counters with aptX Bluetooth and a simpler, lighter-on-the-wallet package that does the core job well. On discounts, the Audio-Technica tends to drop more often and harder, while the Sony holds its price steadier with the occasional sale. Whether those extras earn the gap depends entirely on your setup, and that's exactly what we'll settle next. Here's the call. For most of you watching this, the Audio-Technica AT-LP60XBT. It nails the core job, sounds warm and full, does aptX Bluetooth, and costs noticeably less. For a first turntable, that's the smarter money. If you're running a real wired setup, or you want to rip records to digital over USB, the Sony earns its premium, go for it. And if you just want set it and forget it for casual Bluetooth listening, the Audio-Technica is the easy call. The Audio-Technica drops more often and harder on sales, so watch for it. And you, which one would you pick? Let me know in the comments. Both linked below with the current price.